Alright, welcome back guys to another Alliance War video. This is war number 11 of season 26, Poseidon facing LAEPS. So let's go ahead and check out the Alliance. Latin American players, they have a decent prestige, pretty close to ours, so I think it's a fair matchup today. This is our second to last war of the season, so let's go ahead, scout the path out. We're joining a little bit late today. And I've only got 4 fights this war, so it's going to be a very quick one. We're taking Path 6 in Section 1, and then we're jumping over to Path 8 in Section 2. And we'll check out the boss island, a Mojo boss, that's nice. Vision back in the corner. Dragon Man, a Namor, it's interesting. Pretty decent placement, nothing looks too complicated though. So, this war was difficult for me. I was out and about. I was not at home. I really didn't have a lot of time. So we're going to bring in our usual team, Mr. Fantastic for the synergies and the pre-fights, Dr. Doom, and Human Torch. So very familiar team today. Let's go ahead and jump into our first fight. And Dr. Doom, we've seen here a lot this season. He's on the Strike Back Aggression Fury node. Pretty decent placement. He's a 6-star rank 3, so we are going to use our Human Torch. We're going to use the pre-fight here because this can be a very scary fight. No Mr. Fantastic debuffs though. We're just going to make sure the pre-fight Flame On applied. Looks like it did. And we're ready to go into this fight. So we want to end this as fast as possible to avoid any Aggression Furies, because once he gets them, he will be hitting extremely hard. And he starts off with a weird heavy attack. I never like that. It always throws me off. And like I said, I was out and about for this fight. I wasn't able to take this in a good spot. In all honesty, I rushed it. That's my fault. So right here, things are going well. He's at 50% health. He gets power stung by the special 2. I dex the first part. I try to dex the last hit. I do not. He connects. And he's almost dead. But look at this. Boom. That hit right there, because I missed the parry, took off like 20% of my health and scared the shit out of me. So we do finish the fight in 30 seconds, but very, very poor fighting on my part. I think that was definitely a result of my environment, just not being in a good spot to focus and really fight the way I wanted to. So a little sloppy, but we get the job done in 24 hits, and ultimately the full attack bonus is the only thing that matters. So we got it, we feel good about that. And we move on to our second fight, which is a Cosmic Ghost Rider on the Power Focused 1 node. He's a 6-star at rank 3, and I've been taking down Cosmic Ghost Riders all season long. I think out of these 11 wars, I've probably fought like at least 5 or 6 Cosmic Ghost Riders, and I've used Dr. Doom every time. I've bashed Cosmic Ghost Rider as a defender because I don't think he has any value. And he just seems like an insanely easy defender, very straightforward fight. And so far, I think I can definitely support that theory. We're absolutely crushing him right now. He's down to like 50% health. It's only been 30 seconds. We fully dex the special 1. I was late to come in. Power Alternator really almost screwed me there. Fortunately, I was able to come in with my special 1, power drain him, get him back down to 1 bar of power. He does not throw a special 2. He doesn't get anywhere close to a special 3. So that really helped, but got a little sketchy there. And then he got kind of passive. He was kind of playing like defensively, just holding block. Again, just block and dexterity, the special 1. It's no longer unblockable like the first one was. Power Alternator again coming into play there, and again, I was out and about. This was not a good place to take this fight. I cannot emphasize that enough. He's down to 12%. I dex the special 1. Power Alternator steals my power as I'm dashing in, and in that split second, he gets a bar of power and hits me with it. And I guess this is where Cosmic Ghost Rider has some value. Those incinerates on a special 1 took off 70% of my health, and I had this fight in the bag. It was won. And then he retaliates and lands a few hits. Power Alternator takes my power again. Fortunately, we were able to finish the fight, but he was at 12% health. I was at like 95% and the fight was almost over. Someone actually came over to me and tapped me on my shoulder as that happened, and I got really distracted, obviously, and it completely threw off my rhythm, and I lost track of power alternator, his power. I tried to rush it to finish the fight. Alright, I almost ate a lot of my own words there for bashing Cosmic Ghost Rider. He almost got a kill. Fortunately, he didn't, and we move on into Section 2, where we've got this Aegon up, and this is a pretty standard fight. Pretty simple stuff. We're just going to use Dr. Doom for these last two fights here. We're just going to throw on some boosts. We obviously had to heal Dr. Doom up because we almost died to that Cosmic Ghost Rider. But really not worried about this fight. Redoubled determination, buff and balance, weakness. And for these last two fights, I was back home. Now that we're towards the end of the war, I was in a better place. I was able to focus and really concentrate. And you'll see the difference in the fighting quality between those first two fights and this one. There's just a huge difference, and it definitely shows in the way I take these fights. So this is a pretty standard fight, really not a lot going on. We're just going to use our special one, nullify his furies, keep him staggered, but again, the special one does not nullify. I think it is a bug because we had someone else in our battle group confirm that when they took Aegon on this path, his special one was nullifying the Furies, so the fact that mine is not is a little weird. I'm not sure what's going on, but at this point we've got a ton of weaknesses on us, so we're dealing like no damage. We're trying to throw up our special 3 to get into the Doom cycle, and now that he's above 2 bars of power, we can. So we're going to throw this off, let the special 3 do some damage, and then we're just going to try to recycle these as much as we can. Fortunately, even with the weaknesses, the special 3 still does a ton of damage to him, like 20% of his health. Then we're just going to go into the Doom cycle, special 1, steal his power. We're going to try to get him to come at us, but he throws a special 1, which kind of throws off the Doom cycle. So now we're just going to throw our special 2, get some incinerate damage on him. It does a decent amount. I thought it might do more, but all good. We're going to use our special 1 to steal his power here. And again, I mean, this is a pretty straightforward basic fight. Really not a lot happens in it. Definitely not as eventful as my first two fights, that's for sure. Like I said, I was in a much better place to take this fight, and it's just really standard gameplay. But man, I was sweating after those first two fights because it was just so awful, and I was kind of getting in my own head, and you know, you're kind of questioning your abilities a little bit. But I am pretty confident I was just in a bad spot, and it was those external factors that got me smacked around and nearly killed. So I definitely felt like we got back on track with this fight, and it gave me more confidence going into our last fight after this. But I think this last Doom cycle will pretty much end it here. I'll steal some power, drop our L2, and that's going to do it. So Aegon goes down, 2.5 minutes. Lost a little bit of health to some block damage. We're going to have to use another potion on Dr. Doom, but ultimately full attack bonus achieved. That's what we want to see. So let's go ahead and get into our last fight of this war. But first we are going to heal up Dr. Doom. We're just going to use one potion. In hindsight, I don't think I even needed that, to be honest. This is a Phoenix fight, and she's obviously a diversity placement. Really no threat here. The node she's on, I guess it can benefit her, the Rich Get Richer node, and the buff and balance weakness. So I think she does gain like a buff at some points during this fight, and it does give her some power. So I think at some point the fight got like a little sketchy, but for the most part it's pretty straightforward. We're just gonna smack her around, keep her staggered. Gonna use the special 1 here to start stealing her power. And I could really care less which special she throws in this fight, special 1 or 2, fine by me. Her special 1 will give her power back afterwards, and so that's another kind of sketchy thing with the fight, is managing that power control can get a little confusing. But right here, we're almost to a special 3. We just want to throw this off when she has like 2 bars of power or more, and fortunately right here she gets them from the return on her special 1, so we can throw our special 3, and now we're pretty confident that we can end this fight relatively quickly and easily. You've got the class advantage here as well, obviously, so that helps us out. We're just dealing a ton of damage. Dr. Doom's cycle after the special 3. Steal her power. And we're going to wait for her to come at us. We've got the shock on her. We get back to our special 3 here. And even though she doesn't have any power, we're just going to throw it anyway. I know it's not going to kill her. She's going to rise from the ashes with her Phoenix ability. But I wasn't sure how her healing would work after this. So you'll see what I do here. I actually play it safe. I decided not to go in and hit her, even though she's passively stunned. She actually didn't have any regen afterwards. But again, I just wanted to play it safe. I didn't want to rush in and have her like clock me out of some weird mechanic with her regen and healing. So we get out of the fight, 62 hits, take her down, full attack bonus, and that ends our war. So this is the overall win-loss. As you can see, we did lose. I think we, as a battle group, actually won ours, or maybe we lost it. I don't remember. We only died 3 times in our battle group, though, which is very good for us. So our battle group, BG3, was really on track this war. We all fought really well. Obviously, I had very little to do with that. I only had 4 fights, but as an alliance, we lost. It was very close the entire time. Latin American players, well done, good game. 11 deaths by them is pretty impressive. We only had 13, which is about our average. It just looks like our average is not going to be good enough to win against a lot of these Platinum 1 alliances. So we've got to find a way to cut that down to single digits deaths, I think, by next season, if we really want to have a chance of being competitive. And this is our standing after a few hours have passed. So this is our current ranking, for the season. We're Platinum 2, rank 11, which all but seals our result for the end of the season. We will, in all likelihood, be Platinum 2. I really don't think a win in our last war will do anything unless like everything goes correctly and other alliances either win or lose accordingly. So Platinum 2 is what we're looking at most likely. There might be some small off chance, like I said, of Platinum 1, but probably not. So tough season. Even if we win our last war, we will have a 6-6 season. And when you go 500 on a season, it's just not good enough to keep you in your spot or advance you, obviously. So you got to go with a winning record if you want to move up or stay where you are. So we definitely took a step back this season. A little rough, but hey, it's a learning experience. We fought a lot of tough alliances. They were all Platinum 1 level, so we knew it was going to be tough. But drop a like if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe if you want to see more, and we'll catch you in the last war of the season. See ya.